Welcome to North Idaho, and welcome to Grind Hard Plumbing Company, where Ethan just picked up a snowbike with the new Riot kit just before the best conditions we've had all winter. And as luck would have it, we got a bluebird day with fresh snow for her maiden voyage. It doesn't get better than this.
This section here I've done on a snowmobile, and it's brutal because it's just so tight. But on the bike, it really doesn't matter. If your bars can fit, you can fit. We made our way to this beautiful play spot with a lake view. The snow's perfect, the weather's perfect. I'm still amazed that these bikes can trudge through this much snow. It's really incredible. Trying to marry that tree for a second.
Well, I was trying to decide whether to try to go above it or below it. I decided to go below and just tipped over.
You.
Oh man, coming down in this kind of powder is the best. It feels like skiing. Oh.
Wow, so much fun. I can't believe these things can get up here. Before snow bikes existed, if you told someone you brought a dirt bike here and like 4 feet of snow, they'd be like, nope, not a thing.
So we've got a lot more sending to do, but first I'm going to talk about the difference between the two setups we're riding. We've got the Timbersled Riot setup here and the old Mountain Horse 137 over here. And then we'll get back to some sending. So this is our first day out with my new snow bike, and it's also our first day out with 2 snow bikes, so we can just go do snow bike things and not have to worry about snowmobiles or anybody else keeping up. You've already seen how this bike is much more nimble and kind of you can turn easier and just wheelie, and it's more floaty and light feeling, and that's due to the Timbersled Riot track kit on it. So this is the latest design from Timbersled, and it's got a new suspension setup that I don't really understand exactly how it works, but the whole point of the new suspension setup is to make it ride more like a dirt bike. So if you get on the throttle and lean back, the front end will come up and it just feels more nimble and dirt bikey rather than the older long track setup, which feels, well, it doesn't really feel like a snowmobile, but it's longer and it doesn't turn as easily. The ski is also different. It's part of the new setup. It's wider. Another big difference that this bike has is this extra shock up here. Timbersled makes a setup called their Trio shock for this. This is not the Timbersled brand, it's just a Fox air shock that's the same length and goes in the same place. So that serves the same purpose. And that's just to give you extra, to stiffen the front suspension, because you do mad drops and jumps with snow bikes, and they weigh a lot more than a regular dirt bike, so you need the front suspension to be beefed up. And it also adds a lot of strength if you were to hit like a stump or come to a sudden stop in the front. It adds a lot of strength in terms of resistance to bending your fork tubes, which from what I hear can also be a problem on snow bikes. And the other major difference, which is the main reason I wanted to upgrade, is electric start. Electric start is extra important for a snow bike because a lot of times you tip over or you stall on the side of a really steep hill, and then you have to try and, if you're kickstarting, you have to stand the bike back up, get it balanced, get back on it, and kick it. Whereas the electric start, you don't even have to be on the bike. You can have it, leaned over to keep it from tipping over the hill or whatever. You can start it back up and then get out of the situation. The other setup, this was my snow bike that I bought last winter, and it's a 2012 Kawasaki KX450. It's got an older Timbersled Mountain Horse kit. This was their first style of snow bike kit that was built right here in Sandpoint, Idaho. They've come a long way since then, but it's still a very solid kit, and it's got a 137-inch track, which is about 17 inches longer than the one on the Riot. So it's got a lot more flotation for deep snow, but at the same time, the track design and the paddles are not as good, so it's not as much better in the deep snow as you would think. They both have the Timbersled TSS, which is a extra shock that goes in here. The basic snow bike kits don't have a shock in that place, they just have the suspension in the track. I added this onto this one last year, and it makes a huge difference because it allows the whole, actually I can just show you, it allows the whole track setup to pivot a little bit relative to the bike, and it gives it something like 70% more suspension travel.
Good day to be in the mountains.
This thing's just the best. It's so maneuverable. I already thought snowbiking was the best sport in the world. Now I'm sure of it. I do also understand why people have turboed sleds though. Or I mean turboed bikes. Because you can always use more power. Oh, especially in the deep. And this is a short track. I think this same setup with a 129 would be really nice. Just a little more flotation, but still the nimbleness would be good. Whew. All right, well, keep sending.
Outside as we speak. It was gray at times, and we saw some blue skies. You saw the sun for the first time in a while. Put together a list for you because things are getting better, and we're going to watch them continue to get better.
is so deep over here.
Snowbiking is just the best. It really is.
That's pretty great.
Yep. Love the new bike. Love the new track. The snow was a bit deep for it out there today, but it did great. You just, you know, just can't go straight up the steep, but yeah, awesome. Super awesome. Way more nimble than the other setup. Electric start is just the best. Right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, you had the kickstart bike all day.
Yeah, just being able to have it sideways and start it without having to balance it perfectly to be able to kick it is game changer.
That's a big one. Like, I didn't even find myself missing the Recluse. That's like the main thing that this doesn't have that the Kawasaki has is the Recluse clutch, and I didn't even miss it today because if you can just start it back up again, who cares if you stall it?
And I survived my first full day of snow biking. I only went over the handlebars 3 times. We got a ride back with a beautiful sunset on the mountains. All around good times. And we can do a lot more videos like this on the second channel. If you guys want to see more, let us know.